blitz coming. Rudock just throws it up for grabs. Caught! Touchdown! How in the world did C.J. Fedorowicz get to it? Or better yet, how did Rudock see him clearing with a full-out safety blitz?
After a 4-8 campaign and no postseason appearance in 2012, Iowa flips the script in 2013 as the Hawkeyes go 8-4 and get back in the bowl picture. Iowa will take on LSU in the Outback Bowl on January 1. Big reason for the Hawkeyes' resurgence, redshirt sophomore quarterback Jake Rudock, who joins us now on BTN Live from Iowa City. Jake, first and foremost, thanks for being with us. I'm sure you guys are into those workouts, postseason readiness for the LSU game. Give us a sense of what exactly your schedule is like right now as you get ready for that January 1st date.
Well, right now it's a little different being in finals week right now. So, we have, some workouts that we try to get in, get some lifts, get some conditioning. But the biggest thing that Coach Ferentz stresses, hey, we need to do well in schoolwork right now. But at the same time, we're still preparing for LSU and the big game coming up.
How hard is it for a guy like you, who I'm sure has some challenging exams with your major, to not be worried about those LSU defenders while you're also worried about the exams that you have this week?
Well, it's just about kind of separating the two. Understanding that schoolwork is very different than football work, but at the same time, both require a lot of study. And I think the good thing is that right now I can focus on academics and, trying to get those grades that I want to get. And then next week, and when I get done with my test, I can really start zeroing in and starting to focus on LSU.
So while the numbers you're worried about right now are the grades, I am going to throw a football-related number at you, and that's 120. LSU allows less than 120 passing yards per game, top 20 in the nation in terms of total pass defense. I know you're going to look at them more as the next couple weeks progresses, but I'm sure you've peaked a little bit. How much success do you guys think you're going to be able to have, and how do you have success specifically through the air against a team like that?
It's going to be tough. Anytime you play a good defensive team like LSU, they're going to make you earn every single yard that you try to get. The important thing is just to be on the same page with the receivers, the offensive linemen, everybody. And, they're not going to give us anything. We know that, and we're going to do our best to try to get what we can and just keep grinding it and, through the air, on the ground, whatever we have to do to try to move the ball on them. And we know they're going to respond well, and it'll be a good game.
Jake, this is your first year as a starter for Iowa, but you've been around the program for a couple of years. Redshirted in 2011, didn't see any action last year. How would you define or describe your development from the first game of the year to the final game of the regular season this year?
I'd say I've grown. The biggest thing is taking those hits again. Something that people don't always recognize is that quarterbacks don't get hit at practice, at least at most universities. That's why we wear the red jersey. It's nice that we're not getting smacked all the time, but at the same time, you kind of have to get that feel back, that understanding that the ball has to come out a little bit quicker than you might expect at practice, and you can't ever simulate that, and that's the unfortunate thing with the position that we play. But at the same time, getting those reps, understanding, through the game week, it's a little bit different when you're the guy starting versus if you're a backup, and just understanding everything that it takes. It's a long season, and you start to appreciate all the work that you have to put in.
Jake, let's be honest, with the linebacking core you guys have with Morris and Hitchens and Kirksey, I'm pretty sure you don't want to get hit by those guys each and every day at practice. But at the same time, you do have to go against them. How much better did those guys and the defense as a whole make you as a quarterback?
So much. Our defense does a great job from the front four to those three guys you just mentioned and the secondary four. They make us better. They make us work really hard, and understand that we have three good linebackers who will fill holes hard. It really helps our running backs kind of understand, hey, how quick are they going to hit it? Obviously, it helps our linemen snap off things. And for me, dropping back, they may look like they're just kind of hanging out, but then they can sneak under routes, and that makes it kind of tough for an offense. But at the same time, it's just they're trying to make us better as we're trying to make them better. And that's all you can ask for, is that both sides of the ball are working real hard to progress and get a little bit better each and every day.
We're talking with Iowa starting quarterback Jake Rudock as the Hawkeyes get ready for their Outback Bowl date against LSU. Jake, when we watch Kirk Ferentz, either on television or from afar, his mood never seems to change much. Never gets too high, too low, at least during game day and when the cameras are on. Does Coach ever cut it up in the locker room? Does his personality ever change? Do you have any good stories that seem like the anti-Kirk Ferentz personality to share with us?
I don't know if I have any good stories, but Coach is an emotional guy, and I think he does a good job of keeping his emotions at an even keel. We respond well to that as a team, and understand that, he wants to win just as bad as each and every one of us. He's a competitor, and he kind of has that even keel that he's never too high, never too low, just as you mentioned, and it allows us to really feed off that and understand that, hey, if a bad play happens, we're going to come back, we're going to have to respond and make a good play happen, and just not getting too jacked up or not getting too down in the dumps when things aren't going right or things are going really well.
Jake, I know any bowl game is a goal, but for you being a Florida native, I know you're more of a Fort Lauderdale guy at St. Thomas Aquinas, and it's a good 4 hours to where the Outback Bowl is being played in Tampa, but it's still Florida, it's still your home state. Does that make it any more special for you individually?
I'd say so. I've played a couple teams from the Tampa Bay area in high school. It's special in the fact that my parents don't have to fly to the game, which is something that they're really appreciative of. I got a lot of friends down there who will probably come up to the game, some coaches, and it'll just be nice to kind of be in my home state and just have that opportunity to get my entire family there and just be a fun environment.
Frequent flyer miles are overrated, and as you and I discussed, eggnog's overrated anyway, so celebrate with some apple cider after what is hopefully a Iowa win over LSU in the Outback Bowl. Jake Rudock, starting quarterback for the Iowa Hawkeyes, with us today on BTN Live. Jake, thanks so much for the time, and best of luck this week with exams.
Thank you for having me.